Hey guys, so this is the tutorial on how to find the unit rate in a graph from a word problem. So this sloth traveled 9 feet in 1.5 minutes. How fast does a sloth travel per minute? The key word here that tells us what to do is that per minute phrase, okay? Per minute means for every 1 minute, okay? So for every 1 minute, how much did this sloth travel? Okay, so when we're given a situation, it's always nice to divide our units that's given to us. But how do I divide? Well, there are hints in our graph that tells us what the y variable is and what the x variable is, okay? So going back to finding the slope or the rate of change of a line, we usually do the change of y over the change of x. Only finding the unit rate of a graph doesn't necessarily have us needing to find the slope, though you can find the slope and it'll help you. But there's an easier way when it's a proportional graph. This graph is proportional, it starts at 0. So then we could just do y over x, y divided by x, and it gives us our unit rate. Okay, so this sloth traveling at 9 feet in 1.5 minutes, I want to know how much the sloth traveled in 1 minute. So as you can see here, x is the time, which should be when I calculate it, it should be 1 at the bottom of my fraction when I'm finished calculating this. And my y value was my distance. See, x is time, y is distance. So if x is time and y is distance, then I can properly divide what's in my problem. So in my problem, I have a distance of 9 feet. The 9 goes at the top, whereas the time was 1.5 minutes. So setting up this fraction is super important, okay? So how did I do this again? So let me just review. I know that I want to find my minutes, my distance traveled per minute for every 1 minute. That means that there's some sort of division that needs to be done to find for that 1 minute. And then I have to set it up based off of y over x. In my graph, I could see that y is distance, so that should go at the top. X is time, that should be at the bottom. And so 9 divided by 1.5 should give me my amount traveled for 1 minute. So if I divide 9 by 1.5, I will then know how much per minute that'll be. Okay? So in this case, I'll just go ahead and give you the answer. The answer is 6 feet. And then in case you don't know what I'm talking about, this fraction can be put into the Desmos scientific calculator. And putting into Desmos will give me 6. But hey, cool thing about this graph is that when the time is 1 minute, I can travel up to the line from the 1 minute mark, and I could then see that this point, when x is 1, y is 6. So therefore, the distance is 6. See? So the unit rate can be properly found in this graph by doing it this way. So what is the slope of the graph? The slope of the graph is the same as the unit rate. And when you're finding the unit rate to a proportional graph by doing y over x, that is equivalent to the slope. The slope is 6 feet. Is there another way to do this? Yes, you can go back old school, and what you have learned prior to this lesson is how to find the slope of a graph between 2 points. So if I start at 0 and I make another point on the graph, I can create a triangle. And from this point to this point, actually, hey, whoa, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 2. But actually it's not 2 because the increments, this is why I don't want to go the slope route by doing the triangle. Because a lot of kids would put 6 over 2, and this is wrong. Because it's actually at an increment of 1. See? The distance from 0 to this point is 1. So it's 6 over 1. And therefore, that's why I prefer to do y over x. Okay? What is the y-intercept? Ooh, we haven't seen that in a while. Well, actually, the y-intercept is wherever the line crosses. That is 0. And the equation to this graph is a proportional relationship where y equals 6 times x. I could put plus 0 as my y-intercept, but if I don't want to do that, that's completely fine because 0 means nothing. So I could just eliminate the plus 0, and y equals 6 will fit this graph.